And to be honest, Chomus in India buy Ferrari. That's idiotic, and I will prove it to you through this video why. Idiots buy Ferrari in India. Please don't get inspired by all these hey, I'll teach you how to become like a millionaire in my 2-day course. No one can teach you that. It's very simple. I have given you the entire roadmap. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So let me start today's video by talking about a trend that you must have noticed, and then I will talk about a very, very important trend. So the trend that you might have noticed few years ago was that, hey, when you reach class 10th, start preparing for IIT. Then a few years passed. If you are in class 6th, start preparing for IIT. Then a few years passed. If you are in nursery, start preparing for IIT. So that madness hopefully is coming down, but a new trend has picked up in the market. And that trend is called as how to become a millionaire trend. Nowadays, everyone wants to become a millionaire by the time they are 30. Few years down the line, everyone would want to become a millionaire by first year of engineering college. Then a few years after, kid would be cutting his birthday cake. Then he will ask, where is my $1 million check? So the point is that this trend is picking up. Now there is a class of influencer, for example, Dev Gadvi, that hey, look at my Ferrari, now buy 1000 rupee seminar from me. Something like this. I will say, Akshat, how do you know about Dev Gadvi? You must have attended his seminars. No, I did not attend his seminars. I was just shown 10,000 ads about him. So eventually I had to look up the person. But anyways, the point of this video is not to discuss his selling style. The point of this video is that a lot of people are getting into this race of becoming a millionaire. So we are going to systematically discuss what genuinely you need to do to earn good money sensibly. That's the simple point, because there is so much financial illiteracy in India and we have a very young impressionable audience. It's very important for us to pass along these type of videos to that generation. So if you have younger sister, younger brother, please show them this video. They will understand what genuinely it means to make money and respect money. Just seeing someone buying a Ferrari, believing in that materialistic culture, that is just a bad move. And to be honest, Chomus in India buy Ferrari. That's idiotic, and I will prove it to you through this video why. Idiots buy Ferrari in India. Sorry, I'm using crass language, but that is the reality. A related point here is that if you observe the Indian class of people who have become rich on their own, you will hardly see very few flashy people. They respect money, they have worked very hard to accumulate skill sets, run honest businesses, and that is how they became rich. Can you also do it? 100%. You can also do it. I'm not trying to prove the point that anyone or everyone can make 1 CR, but I will definitely show it to you that earning 1 CR or even 2-3 CR is not that complicated. You just need to understand how money works. So let us get that discussion started. Also a very quick shout out to our sponsors for today, which is Jupiter. It's an excellent neobank. It's an application that you can download on your phone, and it allows you to save your money, track your money, and spend your money more intelligently. And that's one of the wisest way how you become rich. So with that said, let us get the discussion started. So first and foremost, you must understand 3 simple rules about money and 3 very important rules. Rule number 1 is that making money is really, really tough. Please do not let other people tell you that making money is super easy and everyone can do it, this, that. No, the facts in India tell us that approximately 80 to 85% Indians make less than 25,000 rupee. This is what the data tells us. So if people are telling you that, you know what, entire India will earn like 1 crore plus income, all that stuff, no, it is very difficult. If you have worked in a corporate job, you yourself will be able to understand the viewpoint that how much effort it takes to make money. So making money is really, really tough. Please do not misinterpret that fact. This is point 1. A related point here is that money making is tough for most people because people end up focusing on the wrong thing. What do I mean by that? So many a times what we assume is that, hey, if I'm doing a 9 to 5 job, if I'm working hypothetically, let's say 8 hours a day, and then suddenly I get a job where I'm working 10 hours a day, then I should be getting more money. It doesn't work that way. I know a lot of people around me who, unfortunately, when they migrate from one job to the other, the working hours go up and the salary goes down. You might have also noticed the same in your circle. Why does that happen? Because the concept of making money in our head is messed up. Money is not directly proportional to the time that you're spending on an activity. It comes from your skill set. So you must have noticed me saying on several of my videos that the number 1 way of making money is to improve your skill set, upskill yourself. Keep learning new things. I myself spend 4 to 5 hours a day studying, learning new things, interacting with new people. I focus a lot on upskilling and I have been doing it for the last 20 years of my life. Now, it does not matter whether you are working at a job, whether you are running your own business, whether you are working with a startup, whether you are working with a hedge fund. The point is that you will make money if you are skilled at your job, if you are skilled at running the business that you are running, if you are a skilled content creator. Whatever you pick, you need to be skilled. This brings us to point number 2, that you get paid insane amount of money if you are in top 5%. Now this is a spectrum that you must understand, that your goal should be to go to this top 5 percentile of people who are pursuing that particular activity. Let us pick an example. For example, let's say that you are a coder and you are very good at C, C++, all these different languages. Now, if you can be in top 5% of coders in the world, you will make crazy amount of money. On the flip side, if you are in the bottom 5% of the coders, you will not end up making that much money. Similarly, replace coder with some other example. For example, you are a hairdresser. Again, if you are in top 5% or top 1% people in that activity, then you will get to interact with Bollywood celebrities, cutting politicians' hair, and you might also get to cut Dev Gadvi's hair sitting in his Ferrari, charging him like, I don't know, 1 lakh rupees because he has a lot of money. So the point that I'm trying to make is that magic happens when you are in this top 5 percentile. How do you get to that top 5 percentile? You get to that top 5 percentile by constantly learning from good people around you, spending a lot of energy in terms of crafting your trade and gradually improving with time. Creating $1 million out of thin air, it just sounds fancy. It does not happen that, you know what, passionpreneur ban jao and become like this fancy word, that fancy word. No, all that is dumb stuff. That is not true at all. What you need to do is focus on upskilling yourself. If you're improving every single day, if you're working on your trade, and if you're moving towards this is how you end up making more money. Now, third and final basic rule of money is that you must respect money. Now, why am I saying it? You might have heard of stories that when a lot of sportsmen or celebrities, they make insane amount of money, but then they go bankrupt. For example, there is a Hollywood star called as Nicolas Cage. He was earning in millions and he bought like so many properties across the world. Then he went bankrupt. The point is that a lot of people get insane amount of money sometimes and they do not respect it. They squander all of it and they become poor again. That is the difference between sustainably earning and developing a rich mindset versus show off. So please don't get inspired by all these like, hey, I'll teach you how to become like a millionaire in my 2-day course. No one can teach you that. It's very simple. I have given you the entire roadmap that, hey, just improve your skill set. You will get there. You don't need to attend any webinar for that. Now you'll say, Akshat, you know what? You are just killing the mood. You are saying like such negative things. I was hoping to become a millionaire just after watching this video and you have killed my dreams. No, please listen to me. You can become at least a crorepati and very sustainably. And here is the math to prove it. So in order to make 1.13 crore rupee or roughly build a corpus of 1.5 crores, you need 20 years. And you need to grow your money at 12% market rate. You will say, Akshat, how do we make 12%? It's so difficult. No, it is not. Just do Nifty 50 investing. You will be able to make a 12% return. Why am I saying it? Because the last 20-year CAGR of Nifty 50 has been 12.2%. So that is why I am inputting 12% here. All you simply need to do is that you need to invest 15,000 rupees per month. Now comes the important challenging part that, Akshat, how do I make a 15,000 investment? Because with that logic, I need to pick up a job where I'm at least making 40-50,000. That is how I might be able to save 15,000 out of it. I agree. And I am not trying to build castles in the air. So today we have a phrase, we don't have a word. So the phrase of today is castles in the air. Let me know what does that mean. So I am not trying to feed you unnecessary dreams, but I am hopeful that if you are driven, if you are sincere, if you are hardworking, then you will be able to find a job which makes 40 to 50,000 rupees. How you will be able to make 40-50,000 rupees? Please don't depend on one income stream. Create at least 3 income streams. Now let me talk very quickly how you can create 3 income streams. Point number 1, please find a job or work with an employer where parallel employment is okay. Or at least they are not averse to parallel employment. That is point 1. Point number 2, your second income stream should become investing. Where do you invest? I will talk about it in a minute. But whatever money you are making, then if you are investing in that, that gives you return. So it becomes like a secondary income stream for you. Third income stream should be passion driven or competence driven income stream. What do I mean by passion driven? For example, few years ago when I was roughly like graduating from school, that point in time I used to sing really well. So there was like a local orchestra. So I used to sing with them just for hobby and I used to make a little bit of money. Was I making like crazy amount of money? No, but I was just following my passion and was making money in the process. Similarly, I used to cherish teaching. So when I was in college, I wrote GMAT. I got very good score and I started my own private GMAT tutoring business and I was getting good clients from that business. So this was passion driven. Now comes competence driven. So think about it this way, that for example, let's say that you are a coder. You can go and teach on a bunch of online apps. So you are using your competence or your skill set to generate this additional income stream. Now, if you're exploring all these three options, your primary job, your investing income, and your competence / passion driven income, I can guarantee that to you that you will have no trouble saving and investing this 15,000 rupee. Of course, it depends that you need to live a frugal lifestyle, all that other stuff that I keep talking on this channel. But I hope you get the picture and you gain the confidence that making and investing this 15,000 rupee is not going to be extremely challenging from that perspective. Now, I know a lot of people will say that, you know what, Akshat, you miss like inflation, taxation, this, that. Okay, so we are just discounting it. Today, we are having a conversation on how to make money. This is a mota math that we are doing. Now comes the next point about investing. Okay, fine. I understand that if I'm investing, then I can make money. But I feel very scared to invest. See, if you're feeling scared to invest, it is very natural because no one likes to see dip on their portfolio, whatever they are creating. No one likes to take risk with their money. But here is the important point that you need to get, that if you are not investing, then automatically you are losing money every single year. How? That is called as inflation. That simply means the mehengai going up. So right now, if you take 100 rupees, deposit it in your savings account in HDFC Bank or whichever bank you have an account in, you will be getting paid 2% as your savings rate or 5 to 6% as FD. But the inflation or mehengai in the economy is roughly 8%. So in real terms, your 100 rupees deposited will become roughly 97 rupees next year if you are putting it in a somewhat of a sure shot instrument like fixed deposit. So if you're young, please don't do that type of an investing. It is very important for you to go and invest in sensible things. If you don't understand investing, just do index investing. You are done. You don't need to do anything more than that. But yes, if you can learn, if you're watching my channel, if you can pick some stocks individually, you are likely to make the maximum amount of returns through direct equity investing. So that is the reason to invest, that you must invest. There is no other option there. Second key point is that when we think about investing, we always think about investing our money. More than investing your money, or equally important than investing your money, is investing your time on right things. Focus on improving your skill set. That is such an important point, especially when you are young. Yes, your money compounds with age, so does your skill set. So for example, I started writing professionally when I was 21 years old. Now I'm 34 and the amount of money that I make now writing, that is much more compared to the money that I was making when I was 21. Because my skill set has also compounded with time, that has translated into making more money. Again, go back to the previous discussion that I was having with you, that money making is a skill improvement game more than anything else. Then comes the final point that, okay, Akshat, I want to invest my money. So what are my options? Now you have series of options. I will not go into detail here because I have already explained it through a series of videos. So I'll be very brief here. So number one option is that you can go and invest your money in debt. Debt means something like fixed deposit, something like series of bonds. So here, don't go super safe only, especially when you are young. There is no point in being super safe and losing money 100% due to inflation. So in that respect, you must move to equities and other asset classes. I will not speak about other asset classes. Otherwise, then people start creating ruckus. As you grow older, it makes sense to take little bit more positions in debt compared to equities and other asset classes. So that is the simple philosophy with which you should approach investing. Now comes the next point, that you must at all cost avoid get rich quick schemes. Now what are get rich quick schemes? For example, that, hey, join my webinar at 1000 rupee, I will teach you how to buy Ferrari. No one is going to teach you that. And even their own Ferrari is at loan. So please don't believe in all this drama, right? So please avoid get rich quick schemes. But I understand that many of you are thrill seekers. You will always say that, Akshat, you know what? I'm making like 100 rupees. I want to invest like 2-3 rupee at least in like gambling. Okay. So in that respect, invest in IPOs, invest in ICOs, invest in IGOs, invest in IEOs. So all these are good options. I have made some videos on it. You can go and check it out. But please consider this money as gambling money only. Even IPOs are pure gamble. There is no head and leg. There is no trustable financial data available only when it comes to IPOs. So please avoid these type of things as much as you can. Now comes the next related point, because many of you will say that, Akshat, you keep on speaking about something like crypto and it is completely fundamentally flawed, this, that. Okay. I'm not saying that because of me you should invest in cryptos. If you yourself see fundamental value in some assets, you should go and invest in it. Now, how do you identify the fundamental value of anything? It really depends on its usage, what the utility of that particular product is. If you're buying a stock, is it a good stock? Is it generating profits? Is it generating revenues? Is the management of the company good? Keep a track of all these basic points. This is called as fundamental analysis. Read more about it, watch my videos, you will understand more business analysis. Similarly, if you move to the crypto world, even the companies there make money. There is a proper mechanism of tracking it. In the US, there are listed companies that are taking positions in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, etc., etc. Now, many people say that, you know what, an entire asset class is bad. It has no fundamental value. No. Stocks have value, bonds have value, real estate has value. Similarly, cryptos also have value. This is not a push from my side to make you invest in cryptos or any asset class. You yourself independently do that analysis. Wherever you find fundamental value, please take positions in it. I, as an investor, am entitled to invest wherever I feel like, and I genuinely keep on sharing whatever I am doing in the market with all of you. But let me help you understand more about this fundamental viewpoint by taking an example from the real estate. Now, the way I think about fundamental value of a real estate is that let's say that you're buying a piece of land and you own that piece of land. Now that piece of land is going to go up in value if it is located in a good neighborhood, if your city is up and coming, or the area where you have purchased is up and coming. So all those good things, it makes sense. So I have been a big proponent of agricultural land and commercial real estate. And this is something that I've said quite aggressively on my videos also. But I'm not in favor of buying residential real estate. Why? You must have seen all these multi-buildings, right? That 50 floors have been built, one over the other like matchboxes. Now, you tell me from a fundamental value perspective, if you keep on stacking one house over the other, then what the real value of that residential real estate would be. On the flip side, try to juxtapose this example with you owning a piece of land. So that is the difference between owning a piece of land and the fundamental value of it vis-a-vis residential real estate, where you are just stacking one unit over the other and keep growing that building. So I hope you are able to see that to do this basic analysis, you don't need to be a CFA or an MBA. You just need basic common sense. Now comes the sixth and final point, that in order to become a crorepati, you need to have an investment system. I speak with so many students that Akshat, I want to drop out of college and become a trader. Please don't do that. Please don't take such dramatic decision. At least learn about trading as a concept. 99% of traders do not even make FD returns in India, and you want to drop out of college to play that game. What am I supposed to tell you? Think a little bit critically, then start making such dramatic decisions. Important point is that wherever you choose to invest your time and money, it needs to be a system-oriented game. Many of us want to do trading with our full-time job. Now you tell me, is it a sensible move? You will be stuck with some work in office. The stocks that you are trying to trade on, it will move in price and you will end up incurring a lot of loss because you are unable to track your performance during the day. So these type of situations happen. So you need to be sensible. You need to ask yourself that how much time do I have? Then generate and build a system of improving. Number one, your money and investment system. For example, if you're doing an SIP based investment in certain asset, it might make a lot of sense for you because that is probably the only way you can continue to invest in the market without leaving your full-time job. So that's a sensible system for you. So please try to build these type of systems. This will definitely make you a crorepati in the long term, guaranteed. Now comes the final point, that like Dev, will I be buying a Ferrari? Absolutely not. Why? Because here is a chart. And take a look at 3 countries where the import duty is more than 100%, and India is one of those countries where import duty on foreign cars is more than 100%. So if I buy a foreign imported car, I will get it in a 2x price. That's part A. Part B, try to drive Ferrari in which city? You tell me which city. If you go to Bangalore, you will get stuck. If you go to Delhi, people will put a scratch on your car. If you try to drive in Mumbai, again, you will get stuck in traffic. So tell me a city, right? So that's a simple basic bottom line, and that is the reason why buying a Ferrari is pretty much a dumb move. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share it with your friends, and I will see you tomorrow.